I'm distant from my brother Michael and his wife Hannah. I only see them at family functions and generally we're not chit-chatting. We were all at my parents' house for dinner for my dad's birthday last weekend. Sometime during the dinner, Hannah found out that Michael's 3 kids had been responsible for things going wrong at their wedding, and when she saw my lack of reaction, she jumped on the fact that I knew and never said anything to her for 16 years. I told her Michael knew before I did and never told her either. He was her husband. She was surprised and didn't believe me initially, but he didn't cover his lie quickly enough and it was pretty clear. Michael was angry at me for telling her that and said I should have owned up to knowing and not telling her. I called him a hypocrite and he said I had no right to throw him under the bus. A few other family members suspected or knew. My sister's 3 kids knew and it might have been the youngest who let it slip, but I'm not sure. My sister and my parents suspected it too, but never knew. Hannah and Michael left soon after, but Michael made it very clear he considered me a childish princess for the stunt. The background. Michael was married before to his kids' mom. She died when they were 5, 6 and 7 years old. Michael met Hannah 7 months later and married her 13 months after his first wife died. He didn't cheat on his first wife, at least not with Hannah. He just moved very fast when he met her and was already going to date again when they met. Hannah was very eager to be a mom to the kids. She'd known them for 3 months when she told them she was going to love being their mom. Their wedding was quickly planned. The kids were not happy. They said it was moving too fast, they didn't want a new mom, and Michael and Hannah didn't listen to them. Hannah even wrote these very emotionally driven vows for the kids, promising she would always be there for them, and was not just promising herself to their dad as his wife, but to the 3 of them to be their mom. The kids took the vows and burned them. They also messed with the wedding cake, hid the necklace Hannah wanted to wear on their wedding day, threw my brother's wedding ring away, and took the tie he was supposed to wear that was gifted by Hannah's dad. Hannah was so upset at the stuff that went wrong. I found out on the day of the wedding. I was 16 then and had the kids leave with me because my brother was angry they wouldn't fix what they did. All 3 kids went no contact with Michael and Hannah when they moved out of the house at 18. She was so shocked when they went no contact even though everyone else saw it coming. Over the years, none of them were okay with things. Michael remained angry over what happened at the wedding but never told Hannah, and Hannah remained oblivious and thought the kids would one day accept her as their mom if she kept calling herself that. Am I the idiot for telling my sister-in-law my brother knew what went wrong on their wedding day for all these years? Wow, that's messed up. In regards to your question, not the idiot. Unless Hannah is stupid, she should have put 2 and 2 together. Who else is going to sabotage her wedding? In the bigger picture, man, do these 2 suck? Hard. It's okay to move on quickly, some people are just that way, but you can't expect the kids to move on this quickly, and especially not demand, for lack of a better word, to become the mom overnight. The whole shenanigans at the wedding should have been a warning sign that the kids need more time to adjust, perhaps therapy, and not a quick, "Your mom is dead, now say hello to your new mom." That's pathetic. I mean, just wow. A little over a year and, "Hey kids, here's your new mom." Gross. Children, especially at that age, experienced the trauma of that magnitude much differently than us. Mom was there, but suddenly she wasn't. It's not a get over it, here's a new model situation. The kids' feelings should have had some say in this. Clearly they weren't happy about this. Hannah had rose-colored glasses and never really understood the depth of the children's animosity. OP, you were 16 when it happened. This was not your story to tell. Also, people always like to get mad at the messenger, and so I understand why at 16 it probably was the best choice to stay out of it. Not only that, but you were protecting the kids, whether purposely or not, from their new stepmom being mad at them. I'm not sure what the right thing to do in this situation is, but this is the info she probably never needed to find out. I'm nearly adult female having a dinner for my upcoming birthday. There'll be a photographer there, so I wanted everyone to be presentable. So I had all my friends send me pictures of what they plan on wearing. One of my friends sent me pictures of an ugly dress that she picked out and a pair of heels that didn't match. I didn't tell her that I thought it was ugly right away, I just told her that she should have a couple more options just in case she changes her mind. That was still what she wanted to wear. Then I was honest and told her the dress was ugly and I didn't want her wearing that to my dinner. She said she liked it and she was wearing it anyway, so I needed to get over it. So I told her if she didn't pick a different outfit, she would be uninvited from my dinner. Now she's mad at me. She says I'm not the one wearing it, so I shouldn't care, and I shouldn't be trying to control what people wear. I get where she's coming from, but to be fair, it's my birthday dinner and I want everyone to look nice and presentable. Am I the idiot? Are you in training to become a bridezilla? This is extremely controlling and rude behaviour, OP. You are the idiot. This isn't a friend wearing a white ball gown to your wedding. This is a friend wearing a dress you didn't like. You are horribly controlling and a bad friend. Grow up and get over yourself. But the heels literally didn't match. The horror. Having a photographer at a birthday dinner was the first red flag, LOL. You and your friends are teenagers, and what you might consider ugly might be the nicest outfit your friend can afford. Besides, tastes differ wildly. Who are you to dictate what looks good? Loosen up before you lose more friends. That's what I was thinking. OP is already going down the path of selfishness and self-centeredness. I kind of wonder exactly how much of the friend's outfit is ugly and how much of it is someone with a more experimental or better eye for fashion, and OP doesn't want to be outshined. But more to the point, the only time you can dictate what someone wears to an event you organise is when you're A, paying for the outfit, or B, the person's outfit is extremely out of line for the event and dress code. White to a wedding, jeans and a hoodie to a cocktail or black tie event. You've told your friend that the Instagram photos you plan on taking mean more to you than your friendship. It's a teenage birthday party, not your wedding. It's not that important, honey. Why would anyone want to attend your birthday party at all? Surprised you even have friends. Keep up this attitude and you won't have any. My wife and I have lived in the same house for almost 6 years. We live in an older neighbourhood with many mature trees, so every fall there are a lot of leaves on the ground. We have a pretty big lot and a lot of trees, so it takes a lot of time and effort to clear all the leaves off our yard. The first 4 years we lived there, we spent time every weekend for a month raking and clearing leaves because we have trees that drop their leaves at different times. It's not hard work, but it's time consuming, and last year I decided that we don't need to do that anymore. I researched the benefits of not raking and found that it creates animal habitat, provides nutrients to your lawn, and gasp, leaves are natural and incredibly biodegradable. So we took the time we had previously spent raking leaves and took our family to apple orchards and pumpkin patches on the weekends instead. It was liberating. But neighbours on both sides of our house complained that leaves from our yard were blowing into their yards and creating more work for them. They both told me we should rake them up so they don't blow into their yards. I told both of them that we aren't raking anymore, and they both think we're being jerks and disrespectful to them. We don't live in an HOA, and there's no city ordinance about forcing homeowners to rake leaves. It's purely an aesthetic thing. This past weekend I was outside with my kids, and my two neighbours approached me asking if we're planning on raking this year. I told them that no, we're not going to rake. I explained that we saved dozens of hours of time by not doing it, and that the leaves were all degraded and gone by the end of winter anyway, so we're taking the natural approach again. They both got upset and complained that we were creating more work for them by not properly caring for our yard. We don't have fences separating our yards, so the leaves do move pretty freely between our properties. I told them that no one was forcing them to rake their leaves either, and they were free to let them biodegrade just like we did. One of them got really angry with me and told me how much of a jerk I was about this. The other calmed him down a bit and offered that maybe they could help pitch in and hire a service to clear our yard so that it doesn't create any extra work for them or us. I told them I wasn't putting any time, energy, or money towards clearing leaves from my property and told them both to mind their own business and to leave us alone. No pun intended. They both think we're bad neighbours and disrespectful to the rest of them. But it was so freeing to wake up during fall weekends last year and look out at my leaf-covered lawn and realise that I don't have to do crap about it. Not the idiot. Litter is one thing, but these are leaves. No one will be hurt by you letting them decompose rather than raking them up. Your neighbour's feelings about that don't matter. They're free to put up a fence if they truly can't stand letting nature take its course. You are not obligated to do what they think you need to do. Congrats on finding more time for yourselves. You are doing nothing wrong. You are the idiot. Do you care about having a good relationship with your neighbours? You may be technically correct, but this does create more work for them if the leaves aren't contained in your yard. I'm also a fellow non-raker, by the way, but I mow them down so they actually break down and aren't blowing into other people's yards. Is this a hill worth dying on? I wouldn't ask any neighbours for favours or expect any help from them in the future if you think it is. Disagree. They can put up a fence or a barrier like people do for snow if they want to minimise leaves blowing in. The neighbours can also adjust their schedules to minimise the hours spent on gathering them. If leaves make them this unreasonably angry, they aren't decent neighbours to begin with. If finding extra leaves in my yard was my only concern with my neighbours, I would kiss the ground. My sister-in-law would trade her neighbours for that in a heartbeat. My 25 female boyfriend, 27, recently took in his nieces, toddler and tween. It was all agreed upon by me beforehand, but we also decided that I just do not want to play mummy. I will help out when needed, ensure they're taken care of, and have what they need, clothes, toys, etc. I also do spend time with them when I have time, at the weekend. For the time being, my boyfriend took reduced hours. I work 5 days a week with different shifts in different places, so 3 days a week. I'm out from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. and 2 days a week, I'm out from 7:20 to 6:30. I've considered asking for extra hours on those 2 days. An extra hour or two, obviously some time does include travel time. The money is good and we're comfortable, but I earn most of it, which means I can't reduce, nor do I want to reduce my hours, even if I am exhausted. I got home the other day and straight away the toddler needed attention from me, so I gave her a cuddle and told my boyfriend I'm getting in the shower. When the older one tried talking to me, I told them I'd be off Saturday and we go to the zoo and spend the day together, but my feet hurt and I want a bath. It was 9 p.m. They should have been in bed. I do talk to them. Had it been any other day, I would have spoken to them. I'd had a long day due to someone not turning up. I got out of the bath, tidied the house a little and went to bed. My boyfriend was a little funky with me and told me I was a major idiot for not even spending 5 minutes speaking to the children when I got in, and that I could have gotten in the bath afterwards knowing they're going through a lot right now. He didn't even join us at the zoo, saying that I need alone time to bond with them since I absolutely refuse to cooperate during the week. And he's saying his family is saying I'm an idiot and he wants to clarify how he feels when he goes to therapy next. Am I the idiot? Edit. I'm the one who gets up nearly every night when the youngest has nightmares, I'm the one they go to when they want to cuddle, and I'm the one who does reading or homework with them. I'm just not comfortable being called mummy. I'm not comfortable doing school runs or speaking to teachers. My schedule wouldn't even allow that. I'm not comfortable calling out sick if they're sick. I don't make their lunches or tuck them in, but I'm still present, just not maybe in a mummy way, but that doesn't mean I'm not there. Their mother is unfit and their father doesn't want anything to do with either of them. Not the idiot. Your boyfriend is trampling all over your boundaries by expecting you to co-parent after you made it clear you don't want to co-parent. This living situation is not going to be sustainable. Whether you like it or not, whether you agree to it or not, your boyfriend will expect you to co-parent and will continue to get angry at you when you don't. Agreed. But his goal isn't that she co-parents, his goal is that she becomes the default parent. Then he won't have to do anything. She earns money, tidies the house, and makes him look like a saint with his family by parenting the kids. He's a lazy, manipulative bum. He even says OP needs time to bond with them, literally making it crystal clear he expects that of her. He has massively overstepped here, outright trodden on all of her boundaries. I love the family calling you an idiot. But you're helping take care of children who aren't related to you but them. What are they doing to help? Are they coming to babysit? Contributing financially? Taking the kids on vacation? Tell them it's time to pay up. OP, realistically this isn't going to work for any of you. No matter how hard you try, there's no way to avoid you having to play the mommy role with them living with you full time. If you don't want to be a parent, which is understandable, remove yourself from this situation now. In the long run, it'll be better for you, your boyfriend, and the kids. If you stay, you will end up resenting them and your boyfriend. I, 25 female, live with my girlfriend, 30. My brother, 32, his wife, 23, and 2 kids, male and female toddlers, live in a different city, but they came over to our house for a wedding they were supposed to attend. I was originally against the idea because when we spend time together, it always ends badly, but he was extremely persistent, so I asked my girlfriend and we agreed. It was only for a few days. My niece and nephew are usually well-behaved kids, but for some reason they went crazy from the moment they stepped into our house. My sister-in-law thinks she shouldn't tell them to not do something because they're just kids and they should be allowed to express themselves and that kind of stuff. My girlfriend is a doctor and works crazy hours. She came home from her shift in the afternoon and went on to sleep a little bit. The kids ran around, shouting, dancing to loud music, etc. I couldn't hear myself think and I was working from home. A bit later, my girlfriend came downstairs. She clearly couldn't sleep but didn't make a big deal out of it. She told me that it did bother her, but she didn't want to cause a scene, and she's just lovely like that. At night, when the kids were asleep, I told my brother maybe he could try and keep the kids busy a little bit because they were too loud and it was interfering with my girlfriend's sleep and my work. He said his kids were behaving completely normal and that we should try and wear earbuds like normal people. I said it would make the house more comfortable for everyone if he told his kids to keep it down. He'd get extremely angry if I told his kids that. Only he and his wife can say things like that to them. He said we were being terrible hosts and expecting kids to act like grown-ups. They left a few days later. My brother talked about this with our parents. They called and heard my side of the story, and they thought I was being too hard on him and that I should apologize. Should I? I should apologize? I'm at a loss. For what? For requesting some quiet? At your house? Not the idiot. Brother and family should no longer be welcome to stay overnight at your home. Instead, let them stay in a hotel or with your parents. Exactly. When did it become bad or cruel to ask someone to quiet down and to be considerate of others? I never understand when I read stories like this. My parents never allowed me to be disruptive or loud at other people's houses, no matter who it was. We were expected to be on our best behavior. All I can say is heaven help the next generation. Please do not apologize. That will only train your family to have temper tantrums when you do something they dislike. This happened in your home. You and your partner were very patient and kind, but it's your house and your rules. It seems your brother wants to take offense to your home having different rules from his, so maybe let him know it's not a judgment thing. Your life is different from his, and so your home has different standards of behavior. If they want to be welcome, they'll have to adapt.